we're at the part of the podcast where we're talking XFL, and who better to come on than the man, the myth, the legend, Jim, aka at XFL Jim on all social media. Jim, how you doing today, my man?
I am doing fantastic, Eric. This is bettor's paradise right now. It's a gambler's wet dream. March Madness is beautiful.
Now, we got college basketball again. Thank you for coming on. Those that missed it, Jim was on
And XFL,
my
baby.
live stream talking college basketball. Now he's back talking XFL. Before we jump into all the lines, I'm here looking at these future prices. Obviously, we have the Rednecks at plus 150, Defenders at plus 160. Then there's a big dip. I'm seeing the Battlehawks at plus 600.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all.
Like, in terms of teams I could see winning it, I mean, if you had to rank the top three teams that you think
those are your top three.
Yeah, so you're seeing them.
Also, the fact that those three are probably in the best position to make the playoffs, and you're getting that much of a jump from St. Louis to DC.
It's just, and I really think that because DC beat the Battlehawks the first time, this number is a little inflated. If the Battlehawks win this weekend, which I think they will, and I know you think they will, this number is going to drop down immensely, I feel.
Yeah, I think we did this in the CFL a couple times. I think this is when, if you like the Battlehawks, grab them now.
Now let's shift our attention over to games. Games start off late night Thursday, Jimbo. Late night Thursday in Seattle. The Houston Roughnecks laying 3.5 against the Seattle Sea Dragons, over under 42.5. Jimmy the Sharp, I think you got this line a little earlier, my friend.
I did. I like the Roughnecks here because I don't really trust Seattle's ability to cover spreads. I got them at -3. The hook scares me. The hook does scare me. I think Seattle's good enough. But obviously, every time a team plays Houston, it's always the best defense they've ever played. So it's worrying.
But does DiNucci having NFL experience used to what Phillips is going to be doing?
I think it helps. I do think it helps. We haven't seen the Battlehawks against him yet. It'll be... I could go either way on the spread. I like the -3 for Houston. I just think they're a more solidly put together team. The issue with DiNucci is he'll throw at least one pick a game, and I think against a defense as good as Houston's, he'll throw multiple. And I think the turnovers kill the Sea Dragons.
Yeah, that's a good point, because DiNucci does throw some bad picks. But I just see a home dog in Seattle. That crowd should be ruckus up there. Should be. Keyword is should be. I'm really interested to see how many fans are in the stands. I would definitely lead the Sea Dragons if I can get over 3.
I don't hate it. I mean, I'm not going to fault you for it. I'd take the Roughnecks up to 4 myself.
Okay.
But I could see your logic. I like the over 42.5. That's my favorite play in this game, is the over.
Yeah, I would definitely lean the over if DiNucci's going to be throwing the ball, throwing INTs. That's going to lead to some short fields. And then the Roughnecks offense, you know what? It puts up points, man. Did you see the double pass?
I did. It was fantastic. Kirkland's a G. He's a baller. If you guys remember, it's the same OC that the Roughnecks had in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy he's good.
Yeah. He's been around the block. So I would lean the over, and I'd lean the over 42.5, and I'd lean the Sea Dragons plus 3.5. Jim already locked in the Roughnecks -3, and I believe you got the over under at 41.
I did. Let me confirm. Let me confirm. Look it up. I got the 41.5. 41.5.
Okay. 41
so I still had a hook.
Next game, we're going to Saturday. And we got the DC Defenders going to the St. Louis Battlehawks. Oh, now shop around here. Shop around. I saw it too in the market. The book I'm looking at right now has a 1.5 over under 42.5. To me, you play the Battlehawks money line here. I think it's a little inflated because the DC Defenders beat them last time. Revenge. You're playing in St. Louis, which is a hell of a place to play. What say you, my friend?
You hit the nail on the head there. I think this is a very close matchup. I don't think DC should really be favored in this environment. I kind of think it's a wrong team favored situation. I think I like St. Louis. I like the Battlehawks. They're not going to turn the ball over as many times in round 2. I think the DC home field advantage is real. And I think when they play away from DC and they play a team like the Battlehawks, it'll be noticeable. This is going to be a great game, but I'm going to give the Battlehawks the edge. I took a money line too. I didn't bother with the spread. I just took a money line. I got plus 110 for it. And I do like the over.
I like the Battle Dome over. I think the Battle Dome over. I like that too. Next one, we're going the Guardians late night on Saturday, traveling all the way to the Las Vegas Vipers. Guardians getting 7.5 over under 42. Do we know what's going on with the Vipers quarterback situation?
I mean, it's probably going to be the dumbest thing you see this week, but it'll probably be a mix of Paxton Lynch and DeAndre Francois. Maybe they'll even throw in Quentin Flowers in there as a nice garnish. The way they do this quarterback situation for Orlando is so bad and so terrible. But this is my hit it or quit it. This is my last chance for the Guardians. That number's too big. As much as I like the Vipers and want to root for them, these are both 0-4 teams. Yes, I think one is vastly superior. But that's too big of a number. I think Vegas wins, but I don't think it's that big.
And if I were to bet this, I'd bet the Guardians. But after what I saw last week, I just
you've already quit it. You're done.
I'm already done. I'm done. And my mindset is this. A couple of years ago when Joe Judge coached the Giants, they were putting out these absurd numbers for the Giants. I was like, oh, this is too inflated. This is too inflated. And it just wasn't. The Giants were keeping on losing after what I saw from the Guardians. I hate what they do offensively. It doesn't make sense how they rotate their quarterbacks. And I understand that they're trying to put stuff on tape to get into the league. But as a defensive player, I'm busting my ass and I'm seeing the same routine, basic play calling, offensive line not blocking. In the moment, I'm going to get really discouraged and my effort may not be what it should be.
You might eventually, since this is like the midpoint of the season, you might start to see a lot of defensive penalties for the Guardians with those guys getting frustrated.
Yep. So I don't know, man. Like I want nothing to do with it. I'm just gonna pass. If I would have taken, I'd take the Guardians, dude.
I'll take the under 42 in this matchup as well. I'll be on the Guardians plus 7.5 under 42. I don't know if Huntley's gonna play. He still might be a little banged up, so this might be a Luis Perez game. I think Vegas is still fine either way. The number's too big. Also, I'm not gonna take any over on that poor excuse of a field that is Cashman's.
I mean, that field is beyond bad. It's an embarrassment still. It's an embarrassment. Like, we've talked about this numerous times.
I think it's the only thing that's truly embarrassing about the league.
Oh, I agree 100%. Like, everything you look at, even the Guardians, where the Guardians play, visually pleasing to the eyes.
I think even the situation right now with the Guardians, like how unorganized they look, I think that is less embarrassing than Cashman Field.
I think the Guardians, you can say, hey, you know what? We brought in Buckley, who used to play. We thought he could lead these guys. Brought in a guy who had massive coaching experience. We thought he could be an OC. Didn't work out. The Cashman Field is just a lack of organization and prep. They should have never gave a franchise to Vegas unless they knew they had a football field. Yep. It's embarrassing. And at least just a poor product on the field.
It did have that Sea Dragons game was sick.
That was pretty badass, though. That Sea Dragons at plus 750 live someone hit was phenomenal.
That was sick.
Last game of the slate, we're looking at the Arlington Renegades getting 3, going to the San Antonio Brahmas over under a robust 35.5, Jimbo.
And you know what? Give me the under. I don't think you could put a total low enough in a Renegades game that I wouldn't take the under.
Now, in terms of sides here, Brahmas, Renegades. What say you, my friend?
I think you could argue similar things with both teams. Both good defenses. The defenses are probably the best part of these teams. The Renegades, especially with their turnovers. Offense is sort of letting them down. I do trust the big thing is though. I trust the Brahmas run game infinitely more than I trust the Renegades run game. Yeah, the Brahmas got like their run game completely shut down in Seattle, but I don't see that being a consistent factor. The other thing, though, is I think the Renegade special teams unit is better of the two by far. Actually, maybe not by far, because Brahmas did just set the XFL record for longest field goal.
Yeah. That was a boomer of a kick, too. That was a
kick.
freaking boomer,
kick.
dude.
I just like the Brahmas more, and then at home, give me the Brahmas. I'll take the Brahmas -3.
You gotta take the Brahmas -3. That home field is legit. Renegades offensive line has been absolutely brutal, and the Brahmas offensive line can actually move the ball. I did want to ask you. You said you play the under in the Guardians Vipers. I'm looking at it right now. One book has the first half under of 20.
But the actual total is what, like 42 still?
42.
I'd take it, yeah.
Me too. Now, I'm looking at it for the other game that you mentioned, the San Antonio Arlington game, 17.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Jim.
There might be 12 total points scored in this game, the way these two offenses are, the way that like the offenses and defenses mix.
So would you, if you could find a prop, no touchdown, would you take it?
I would take it, yes.
Jimbo, I'd like to thank you for coming on, talking some XFL, telling everyone what to lock in for your betting. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you, my friend?
You can find me everywhere online at XFL Jim, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. I'm all over. Just anywhere that there's like garage, I'm kind of there in spirit. So, just go into your garage. I'm there with you.
Hey, buddy. When I have a garage gym, when I'm working out in the morning, I feel like you're there with me, dude.
Yeah. As you should.
Jim, thanks for coming on. Make sure to give my boy a follow. We will talk next week, my friend.
Damn right we will.